Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome to this week's Mental Monday. So this week I want to jump back into the burnout series and talk about the kind of second phase of healing burnout and preventing it after healing it, which is self-care. Self-care is something that, as I'm hopeful in the future therapist, mental health professional of some kind, somebody dealing with somebody else's issues a significant amount of the day, it is important to remember to take the time for self-care, to remember to really be able to hone in on what I need to be able to refresh myself, refill myself, and be able to then go back the next day and handle more coming at me. So while I have learned a lot about this in the sense of being a mental health professional, burnout happens to everybody. And so burnout can be applied to a lot of people dealing with a lot of different issues that leads to the burnout. Being a mom of a lot of little kids could be the same thing. Trying to work at the same time as being a mom and having to split your focus and figuring that out. You can just simply have the nature of taking on too much and put yourself at risk for burnout, and make it that much more important to pay attention to self-care and to really know your own limits and know yourself and how you work. So my second phase of healing from burnout was figuring out the things that I could do for myself that would refresh me, that would refill me and allow me to continue without feeling totally and completely drained, with actually having something left to give when it was time to give again. And there would be a lot of things I could list that either I like doing or that take my mind off of stress, that kind of make me relax. But the key point is to find the things that refill me, not just help me relax for the minute, but refill me. So they give me reserve to then have some the next time. And so it goes beyond relaxing and it goes into rejuvenating. It goes into giving energy back. So this can be things like being able to be alone with your thoughts. It can be things like going for a run. It can be things like praying and time in the Bible. It can be things like a very long hot bath with candles going and music or a podcast, or even a good book. It can also be things like journaling everything I'm feeling, everything I'm thinking, to be able to have some kind of way to get it out and not have to worry about putting stress on anybody else with it. I know these are only from my eyes, and so I can just put whatever I'm feeling unfiltered and really get all of it out. And I think when you're dealing with so much, that can be one of the key things, is to allow yourself to decompress and kind of debrief in that way. Allow yourself to really let all of it out and have an outlet that you can rely on and that you really enjoy to get it out. So for me, when I think of these things, I really start thinking of things like journaling when I get the chance, like praying and reading my Bible, like going on a long drive and listening to music that is kind of tailored to how I'm feeling at the time. So it helps kind of give me that release of venting how I'm feeling and getting it out and then being done with it. I also think of things like talking to my husband about it. I also think of things like messaging my friends and actually being able to express some things. Of course, depending on the situation you're in, this may not be having a very long, detailed conversation about what you're actually going through, but just having somebody to listen and say, I can't tell you the details, but this is how I'm feeling. And maybe they can tell you stories of when they felt the same way, or you can get it out and them just listen, and you not have to have any feedback coming at you to process. You not have to worry about how somebody's gonna react, and really just have that person there that'll just listen and will let you say whatever you need to get out and whatever you are comfortable saying. So I really want to get better at doing some of those things. I want to obviously get better at prayer and Bible study. I really want to try to see if journaling would be something that would help me. I know I felt good every time I've done it in the past, but I've never made it a habit, and I really think it could be a good thing. And I think camp for me has been so isolating that finding easier, more regular ways of staying in contact with some of my friends would be very important for me also. Even if I have to compromise on what I prefer and do over text or video chat instead of actually getting to see them and give them a hug when I want to. But I still get that contact. I still get that connection and that conversation and that one-on-one focus, and so you get the benefits of it still. And I think that's what's important to think about also, is what situation you're in as far as being able to have somebody or being able to have the time to sit down and do certain things. It really takes intention to plan things out enough that you know you can guarantee yourself that time. And I really want to be intentional about that as well. Putting in time on my calendar to practice self-care, to say I'm not going to predetermine what I want to do, but this is time that's me time. And I'm going to, at that moment, figure out what I would really love to do and what would really help me at that moment. Some nights it'll be talking to somebody. Some nights it would be taking a bubble bath and closing my eyes. And that's how I spend a half hour. I really think finding those things and making that time for it is the first step to taking back your energy, to taking back your ability to focus and feel refreshed and taking care of yourself, to then be able to turn around and take care of other people. So those are my thoughts on self-care. Those are kind of the things that I'm thinking about for myself and my own self-care. I've contemplated, once I actually get this going, doing like a self-care routine video. I think that could be fun to kind of show what I'm working on and trying to make a habit of. So let me know if you guys would be interested in that. And let me know what kind of things you think would be in your self-care regimen. What would you do to take care of yourself and give yourself a little me time and kind of refresh and refill yourself for whatever you have to go back to next. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you liked it and it helped you in some way. If you did, give it a thumbs up and share it with everybody. And if you are not already subscribed to my channel, click the screen and subscribe. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye!